And of course, my most favorite time of the news bulletin when I'm joined by my colleagues, Adya Juneja, to get us all the insights from the world of business, Nikita Singh to tell us what's making a buzz in the world of tech, and Atira Sasitharan to bring us all the updates from the world of sport. Let's begin with you, Adya. We want to know what's happening in the global markets. Over to you.
Well, thank you, Haim. Markets worldwide are on edge as political shocks, economic slowdowns and currency shifts dominate the headline. From Washington to Asia, gold to the yuan, here's your quick global business wrap. The deadline to avert a US government shutdown has passed, dimming lights on federal agencies and stalling key services. While Social Security and Medicare remain untouched, for now student loan borrowers face delays and federal employees risk missing paychecks. Travel could slow with passport services and airport security under strain. Economists warn the biggest risk lies in delayed economic data, which could complicate Fed rate decisions and fuel fresh market volatility. And as US uncertainty spreads, the impact is already being felt across Asian factories. Factory activity shrank across most of Asia in September as weak Chinese demand and Trump's tariff push weighed on exporters. Japan's PMI dropped to 48.5, the sharpest contraction in 6 months, while Taiwan slipped further to 46.8. China's factories remain stuck in a 6-month slump, underscoring fragile domestic demand. By contrast, South Korea showed rare resilience, with PMI rising above 50 on stronger overseas orders, though its exporters remain hostage to US tariff talks. Uncertainty is also steering investors towards safe havens, sending gold to fresh record highs. Bullion is already up 47% this year, on track for its biggest annual gain since 1979. Heavy central bank buying, strong ETF inflows, and Fed rate cuts have all fueled demand. Silver too have soared over 60% this year. Analysts warn the longer the shutdown drags, the stronger the bid for gold as a safe haven play. And while gold gains global shine, China is pushing its own currency deeper into world markets. Trading in the Chinese yuan has jumped to $817 billion a day, nearly matching the British pound's volume. The yuan now makes up 8.5% of all global transactions, up from 7% in 2022. This reflects Beijing's push to international its currency. While capital control still limits its rise, the momentum signals China is closing in on sterling's long-held dominance even as the US dollar remains firmly on top. Well, this is it from the world of business. Now for all the tech updates, it's over to you, Nikita.
Well, thanks so much, Adya. First up, the Federal Communications Commission has voted to end discounts for library, Wi-Fi, hotspot lending and school bus connectivity programs. Now, the 2-to-1 decision reverses a Biden-era expansion that let schools and libraries use federal E-rate funds to provide internet access outside classrooms and buildings. Now, critics say the rollback will impact low-income and rural communities hardest, cutting off vital online access. The FCC also argued it had never had the legal authority for the expansion and said the program represented unreasonable policy choices and invited waste, fraud and abuse. A separate 2-to-1 vote also overturned last year's decision to fund Wi-Fi on school buses, with the FCC chairman calling it illegal funding for unsupervised screen time for young kids. Now, a US federal judge has rejected attempts by Apple, Google and Meta to dismiss lawsuits accusing them of promoting illegal online gambling. The tech giants have been accused of hosting casino-style apps that addict users while taking 30% commissions, which is estimated to be more than $2 billion. Plaintiffs say the apps trigger depression, suicidal thoughts and other serious harm. The judge ruled that the Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act, which usually shields platforms from liability, doesn't apply because the companies directly processed payments rather than acting as publishers. Lastly, according to Axios, Disney has sent a cease and desist letter to Character.ai, demanding the startup to stop using its copyrighted characters without authorization. Disney has said its concern goes beyond financial damages, warning the practice could harm its brand. The move follows a watchdog investigation that found chatbots on the platform engaged in disturbing behavior, including grooming, sexual exploitation, emotional manipulation, and addiction. In a statement to Reuters, Character.ai has said that its chatbots are user-generated and some may imitate existing characters. Now, the AI startup however, did mention that it has removed the flagged content. Well, that's it from the world of tech. Now, my colleague Athura would be taking you through some sports updates. Over to you, Athura.
Thank you so much, Nikita, for all the updates from the world of technology. Now let's get you up to speed with what's happening in the world of sports. We'll begin with cricket first. India made a winning start to their Women's ODI World Cup campaign in Guwahati. The women in blue defeated co-host Sri Lanka by 59 runs in the opener. After being sent to bat first, India posted 269 for 8, courtesy of a 103-run 7-wicket partnership between Deepti Sharma and Amanjot Kaur. Both the players scored half-centuries. The target for Sri Lanka was revised to 271 because of rain. Deepti Sharma then shined with ball. She picked up 3 wickets to help bundle out Sri Lanka for 211. The match drew 20,843 fans. It is the highest ever attendance for a Women's World Cup stage game. Over in football, it was a good Champions League outing for Real Madrid, but a forgetful one for Liverpool. Kylian Mbappe scored a hat-trick as the 15-time European champions thrashed Almaty 5-0. The French forward has now scored 60 Champions League goals. Meanwhile, Premier League champions suffered back-to-back defeats under Arne Slot only for the second time. Galatasaray defeated the Reds 1-0. To make matters worse, Liverpool lost both goalkeeper Alisson Becker and striker Hugo Ekitike to injury. Over in tennis, Jannik Sinner continued his dominance on hard courts. The top seed defeated Le Nathan in straight sets to claim the China Open crown. The Italian defeated the American 6-2, 6-2 in 72 minutes to win his third title of the season. Sinner triumphed in Beijing in 2023 and is just the third player alongside Novak Djokovic and Rafael Nadal to win the ATP 500 tournament on multiple occasions. Staying with tennis, world number 1 Carlos Alcaraz has pulled out of this week's Shanghai Masters because of injury. The 6-time Grand Slam champion made the announcement after he defeated Taylor Fritz to win the Japan Open title. The Spaniard twisted his left ankle during the opening round match in Tokyo last Thursday, but he showed no signs of an issue during his win over Fritz in the final. Defending champion Jannik Sinner will now be the top-seeded player in Shanghai Masters. Well, with that, we have come to the end of the sports segment. It's back to you, Haim.
All right, thank you so much for those updates from the world of sports, and thank you so much to my colleagues Adya for all the business updates, Nikita for all the tech updates, and of course Athura for all the sports updates.